What's up, guys? I'm Mr. Normal, and we're about to watch some creepy TikTok videos that'll probably make your head spin. And with all that being said, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like button so this video is recommended to others, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much. Now, let's get into the video.
I can't believe that CNN actually has a pre-recorded broadcast that they're going to play when the world ends. Yeah, for real. When CNN first started in 1980, it's one of the first things they told us. On launch, CNN founder Ted Turner stated, and I quote, "Barring satellite problems, we won't be signing off until the world ends. We will cover it, the end of the world, live, and we will play a certain song before we sign off." And this was on day one of CNN's launch, so bro really set the bar high. To be fair, tensions with the Soviet Union were quite high at the time as well, with the threat of nuclear war at the forefront of everyone's mind. CNN's end of the world broadcast became known as the Turner Doomsday Video and was kept hidden for decades, until 2015, when it was actually leaked by a former CNN intern, Michael Balabin, who posted it on YouTube. And this is it. An 80s quality 1-minute video of a military band playing Near My God to Thee in front of CNN's headquarters. Kinda underwhelming for what we'd expect a Doomsday video to be like. But the funniest part is the intern revealed the video was stored in CNN's archives under the totally nonchalant title Turner Doomsday Video and was labeled as HFR, hold for release till end of the world confirmed.
Yeah, I hope I never see that broadcast. And what do you mean that was the first thing they said when they launched CNN, that they're gonna broadcast when the world ends? That means they knew when the world was gonna end all the way back then?
Y'all want to hear some shit to really blow y'all's mind this morning? So, as a side hustle, I dig graves and graveyards and cemeteries across Bowling Green and surrounding counties. Something didn't set right with me today. As I was digging, the guy that's the director of the graveyard walked up to me. And he was like, "We need to lift that casket up to get it even." So we put it on a tally and brought it back up. When we brought it back up, it come off even in a way, but it was crooked in the corner. So he's like, "We got to lift it." So I lifted it, me and him together. But the weirdest thing was, it was really light. Like, extremely light. Like, and I'm not a big dude. So I was like, I told him, I was like, why is that so light? He was like, "Don't ask questions that you ain't ready for." Y'all, I'm freaked out. What are they doing with these bodies?
I don't know how true this story is, but I don't know why the body wouldn't be in there. Oh, unless for cremation reasons, or if the family didn't want the body present. I don't know. But hey, I'd be freaking out too if I was digging graves and I was told to move a casket and it was just super light.
Wouldn't it be crazy if all this society that we're living in, was built off of ancient Masonic architecture and symbols? This is all from a rabbit hole I fell down. Secrets in Plain Sight. I highly recommend y'all go watch this YouTube doc. It's fucking mind-blowing. I'm not going to be able to do the architecture part of it justice, but let's start with the number 33, shall we? I mean, at the gate off the top of the head, right? Jesus died when he was 33, 33 miracles. There's 33 vertebrae in the human spine, actually. The Schumann resonance comes out to about 33 hertz, I think. Harmonics, 33 harmonics. The Schumann resonance is the natural frequency of Earth. How about the fact that Buzz Aldrin held up a Masonic flag on the moon? How about the fact that the United Nations symbol has the country carved into 33 sections? How about the fact that the runway connecting the NASA takeoff landings is called Runway 33?
Or what about the fact that there's a secret club at Disney World 33? Yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't know 33 was this powerful of a number.
I've got this 3D printed steak from Redefined Meat that is meaty and fibrous, just like real meat, but 100% vegan. And I'm going to stick it in a Club Mexicana taco. I mean, it looks meaty. It smells meaty. It's got the layers of protein and fat that you would find in meat. And it's pretty juicy. I'm not gonna lie, it smells disgusting. I probably would think meat smells disgusting too, so I'm gonna be open-minded. Right, now that we've loaded up our tacos, it's time to give it a try. It looks like meat, it smells like meat. Does it taste like meat? That is very, very meaty. It's got that umami flavour that you get when you sear meat. Banging.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not eating 3D printed steak. And did he do a cheese pool with steak? Ah, come on, but let's be honest here. I know all of you in the comments would love some 3D printed steak.
Over 11,000 English nouns dropped in usage by more than 80%. Between October 2023 and February 2024, the theory is whatever powers that be and AI, they are purposely making words disappear. It's functional vocabulary. And so some of the examples that they gave were terms connected to boundary setting, identity, and memory recall. And once a word falls below 2% of network visibility, it triggers the vanishing word protocol. Reclassify it, downrank it, replace it, not delete it, just less shown, less spoken, until one day you reach for a word like integrity and it's no longer in your mouth or your feet or in your memory.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, but what I found interesting was in the book 1984 by George Orwell, explored the concept of eliminating words through the invention of Newspeak, the official language of the totalitarian regime. Orwell's big idea was by eliminating words, you eliminate concepts. No words for freedom, then freedom itself becomes a foreign, even unthinkable idea.
Oh my gosh, that's what I've been saying. The ability to be literate and articulate yourself opens the door for anything. You could do anything or be anyone.
Yeah.
Words are everything.
Yeah.
This is so scary.
Do you remember when that video went viral of the microwave plate and people realizing that the indentation on this plate that sits in the gear that turns the plate in the microwave is the same shape as the radiation symbol? Well, the crazy thing is a lot of people are saying it's no big deal, man. It's just because the gear in there. But it is interesting that it could be any other shape than the radiation symbol. But you know what's crazy about microwaves is that it's about the only appliance that you have never seen a commercial for. Yet it's in all of our homes. Unless you're like me and you got rid of your microwave. But there is something so crazy about microwaves, so much more than it's a frequency that excites the molecules and makes it warm up. But you cannot speak about it on Instagram. In fact, if you ask Google, are microwaves safe? You'll have to go to page 100 before you see any variance of an opinion on the matter. They're all absolutely 100% use it. It's great. It's an amazing invention. Never mind what Russia did in the 1960s regarding microwaves.
There actually was a commercial for a microwave called the GE microwave oven in 1983, a touch of convenience. You're welcome. But I'm not gonna lie, this kind of sucks now because now this dude makes me want to throw away my microwave. I'll be honest though, I never thought about putting two and two together, like that little holding thing for the microwave plate and that actually looks like a nuke symbol. That's amazing.
Ain't no way people actually live in this house. Yep, they genuinely do. These houses in Kensington are completely flat, and this isn't an optical illusion. From the front, they look perfectly normal, like all the other houses and apartments on the street. But when you look at it from the side, it is actually flat. What the hell? As I'm sure most of you are aware, the London Underground is one of the main things in the city. Now, this was not easy to construct, to say the least. Now, these houses date back quite a long time, just about when the Circle Line was being constructed. Now, when this line was being constructed, they realised that it was going to cut across an area of housing, i.e. this area right here. So at this point, they had to make a pretty tough decision to either not build this line and then have millions of people who are going to struggle getting to work, or to literally cut the houses in half to make room. Cut them in half. What? And I mean, I'm pretty sure you can guess which option they went for. So they literally cut this house in half, and the train line is right behind there. And now this is what the inside of these buildings actually look like, which is crazy. It's like the TARDIS. An artist bought the building, turned them into studio apartments, and now rents them out. So yeah, you can actually live in that.
That is wild looking. That would trip me out if I went there and saw that. And seeing the inside picture of the living room area, it looked kind of spacious. And I'm just saying, if I'm living here, my rent better be half off too, you know what I'm saying?
Turns out that 8 billion people living on Earth is inaccurate, like by a lot, according to this new study. They studied the population in over 30 countries in rural area, and what they found is the population was on average 53 to 84% higher than previously thought. And keep in mind that rural areas make up 3.3 billion people, or 42% of the world's population. So if we just take the low end of 53%, that's over 1.5 billion people unaccounted for. And if you went to the high end of 84%, that's nearing 3 billion people unaccounted for. That's crazy.
Bro, China and India, you gotta work on your pull-out game.
Did NASA's James Webb Telescope discover that our universe might exist inside of a black hole? Like, kinda, but emphasis on the might. JWST took images of deep space, so these are all galaxies and they're extremely far away and extremely old, forming in the early universe. Well, researchers at Kansas State University started categorizing how those galaxies were spinning, and they found something startling. They found that 2/3 of these galaxies were spinning in a clockwise rotation and only 1/3 were spinning counterclockwise. That's weird. You would think it would be a pretty even 50-50 split if the conditions were like normal. So the fact that they're not indicates that maybe the conditions weren't normal. There are a bunch of possibilities. One of those possibilities is that the early universe itself was spinning, and so the galaxies just started spinning the same way. One of the ways that could happen is if our universe formed inside of a black hole, which is terrifying to think about because that might mean that we would be inside an even larger universe. This would mean that we would have to rethink a lot of what we thought we knew about the universe, but it is not the only option. This study only looked at 263 galaxies out of billions, so these numbers, they could change. And the researchers think that the rotation of our galaxy might play a role because the Milky Way is in the more rare group of galaxies that's rotating counterclockwise. Researchers say that they expect light coming from galaxies that are rotating opposite of Earth's rotation to be brighter, so maybe we just have an easier time seeing galaxies that are rotating clockwise. Either way, this is a really cool observation that I think a lot more people are going to be looking at in the future, and hopefully we can get some answers. Because right now, the answer is, we don't know.
Put the phone down. Put the phone down. I'm already probably going to lose my job today, and then this idiot is going to film me and post it online to his 5 Facebook friends. Maybe just a little bit of a... Up ahead, you'll see the waterfall, but we'll be going over that later. Come on, folks. Are you stupid? The other boat knows how to have fun. Practice this routine for months, and if you're not going to appreciate it, then you can just sit in silence while some monkeys yell at you. Is this fun for you? Is this what you want? Because it's not fun for me. Believe it or not, I used to love my job, but I got too many groups like, folks, if you're not even going to pretend to have a good time, then I'm not going to pretend to enjoy working for you right now. How about you just enjoy the tour like you're supposed to and make fun of me instead of laughing along with me? Excuse me?
Well, that skipper was apparently having a bad day, and there's no way this is real. There's no way this dude just crashed out like that in front of everyone. I mean, at the same time, though, I would kind of be laughing if I was there.
Something is going on. Like, I don't know, but I think that we shifted into another dimension. Now, listen to this. So, I was looking at a world map today, and I'm like, wait a second, like all these countries are completely in a different place. Like, look at where South America is. South America has always been under North America, and now it's in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Look at New Zealand. Look at some of these other islands and where they are. You can't tell me that this map wasn't different 5 years ago. Okay, so I started going down the rabbit hole. And I looked at Home Depot, right? I go there all the time. I was there a couple weeks ago. Except it's not called Home Depot. It's called the Home Depot. Yeah, there's a the in front of the Home Depot. King Tut, right? We all learned about him in school. And we seen that famous mask, right? That's solid gold that he wears. What's on the top of it? A giant cobra. Nope. There isn't one. Okay, there is a cobra, but it's to the right. And there's also another vulture on the other side. It's completely different. Think about Scary Movie 2. My favorite line to say is, take my strong hand. Except he never says that. Now he says, take my hand. If you don't believe me, look it up for yourself. Like, something is going on. We've shifted into another dimension.
Let's be honest, someone that's running the world is just having fun, just re-editing things, just to confuse us and make us feel dumb. And I'm just saying, I always remembered him saying, take my strong hand. I'm just saying, I would love for our night sky to look like that here. I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty dang cool looking. Because all we got is dark skies, stars, and Starlink satellites.
Please get out. Please get out of my apartment. Please get out of my apartment.
A man who she doesn't know suddenly appears in her apartment. He most likely walked in after seeing the door was unlocked. Now, while it's unsure if they caught him, viewers are completely baffled by something else in this video. Somehow, the door opens on its own right when Jeanette is heading towards it. In the heat of the moment, she didn't realize this until much later when, despite this terrifying encounter, nothing would prepare her for what occurred only a few nights later. As she writes, "I have no words to explain this." While trying to record a cute video with her cat, this happens.
Why would you just randomly walk into an apartment that's not yours just because the door's unlocked? And that is kind of weird that the door just opened randomly when she wanted to leave. I guess the ghost wanted to leave before she did. Yeah, my only recommendation is for this woman is to leave and never come back here.
They say spirits can attach themselves to objects. Take a look at this.
Just doing a quick run around of Goodwill right now. As you can see, some of the items still have attachments, but keep in mind that the SLS detector is designed to read the body figure of a human being. So, although it may be imperfect, it is known for its accuracy when there's nothing in sight. So, I mean, I guess I could see how those kind of have a human shape to them. Like I said, I am showing people that there are attachments to objects, whether you like it or not. If you found it in a yard sale, if you found it in a used store or consignment store, there's an attachment to it because who knows what they did in their lifetime, you know? There you go. Oh yeah, I love when my camera gets blurry. That means I hit a really good spot. Nobody's in front of me and it's trying to auto adjust. That means I found something. Nice. There you go. You see that blur? Yep. Oh yeah. Ask any paranormal researcher, they'll tell you. Once your equipment starts going out of what's normally planned, there you go. Yes. This is gold right here. Wow. All this shit is tainted. God damn, man. Just be careful what you buy, people. Peace.
This is not a neighborhood. It's actually a cemetery, a cartel cemetery. This is, bear with me, Ardines Ulmaya, located on the outskirts of Culiacan, Mexico. And here, the dead don't rest in peace. They rest in luxury. Endless rows of massive tombs costing upwards of $500,000 line the hillside. Inside the tombs, not only do they hold some of the most powerful and brutal cartel members that have ever lived, but also Wi-Fi, satellite TVs, and air conditioning. And of course, every tomb has to be bigger than the last, with the most expensive going into the millions. In one instance, the family of El Polo, El Chapo's brother, reportedly spent over $1 million on a massive mausoleum complex, which has 5 interconnected buildings. We're talking Italian marble, gold-plated domes, and even bulletproof, because apparently even after death, it's still on site. Meanwhile, the surrounding neighborhoods are crumbling in poverty. So the question is, should these tombs be left standing or torn down with the cartels that built them?
So they get mansions with their tombs, but we get a stone with some writing on it and some dirt. All of them literally look better than my house.
The sound theory.
Isn't this amazing? I've been here for 2 hours playing with water and asking questions, and I'm still confused. This? Look, watch this. That's happening. That's magic. Pearls inside the cup. It's inside the cup. Look at that, look at that, look at that. You see that? That's water pearl. It's not CGI. This is real. This is water in front of my eyes. There's a basin at the bottom. It pumps water up through hoses at the back. Nozzles at the top. Look at that. It's moving up now. That's not normal, is it? The nozzles at the top create these pearls of water. A specified light system, perfectly calibrated with the motion of the water to create these pearls. They're floating, now suspended, now moving down. This is real. This is happening. So look at my hand. You see that? That's real. Those shadows are real. My hand is on the other side of those shadows. Look at that. Is it sustainable? Absolutely. Closed system. Every drop is recollected and put back through circulation. This is not fake. This is happening. Apparently the creator got the idea from watering his garden. So it went from watering his garden to me having an absolute existential crisis, right? I can just sit here all day, which I have been, playing with water. Pearls, water pearls, suspended in air. It's the perfect union of motion and light. If you look at my hand, you can see this. You can't see anything between each pearl of water in my hand. You don't see anything in that window between the lens and my hand. That's insane. It seems so simple, but it's not. The team here at Water Pearl in Tokyo, Japan is creating magic.
I don't even know how to explain this. I'm gonna go ahead and take a wild guess, like there's a certain frequency that they use for this. That probably sounded dumb, but hey, what do you want me to do? I've never seen pearl water before. But if you guys have any idea how this is happening, please let me know down below.
Why does it look like that?
Oh, look at all the people. Welcome to Walt Disney Studios.
Whoa, that's not right.
Hey, Michael, Michael, pay attention, it's showtime. Sorry, I'm retiring. Keep my house at home.
Nope, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Why do they sound like that? No, thank you. Tiki room. It's scary in the tiki room. What the hell's happening in the tiki? Alright, flowers, please be normal. God damn it. Oh god, they're back.
That sounded disturbing, but I'd say cut Disney a break, you know what I mean? Because their stuff is constantly being used all the time. But if I was a kid there and I heard that bird talk like that, I'd probably be traumatized. Alright guys, that's the end of today's video. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching all the clips with me today. And if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.